Hi guys, you are welcome back to my channel. My name is Adenike. In this video today I'm going to show you how to cut and sew Princess That Bustier blouse with yoke in a very simple way. So I'm starting my drafting from the front part because I'm going to draft it out before cutting it on the fabric. So this is the paper for my front part, and here is my starting point, and it's also my shoulder line. From the center front here, I'm going to start my measurement. From here now, I'm going to measure my neck width and half of my shoulder measurement. So my neck width is 3.5 inches. If you are bigger than me, if you are plus size person, you can make use of 3.75 or 3 or 4 inches. So from the center front, I'm going to impute half of my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 15 inches. Half of it is going to be 7.5 inches, which is here. From here now, I'm going to measure 1 inch downward for my shoulder slope. From this point now, I'm going to impute half of my round armhole. My round armhole is 16 inches. Half of it is going to be 8 inches, which is here. So what I have here altogether, I'm going to place it here just for me to have accurate measurement, which is 9 inches. 1 inch here and 8 inches from here, making 9 inches altogether. Now, what I have on my shoulder line, which is half of my shoulder measurement, I'm going to place it here as well, just for me to have accurate measurement. I'll now connect my armhole line and my chest line all together. So this is my armhole line now, and this is my chest line. Having done that, I'm going to connect my shoulder slope as well from my neckline, just like this. So I'm going to make use of 4 inches for my neck depth, which is here. And I'm going to connect with the cuff side of my roller from the neck width here to the neck depth, just like this. So having done that, I'm going to measure all my vertical measurements from my shoulder line. From my shoulder line, I'm marking out 10 inches for my, 9.5 inches for my bust point, which is here. My underbust is 12.5 inches, which is here. My waist is 17 inches, which is here. And the full length of my top is 24 inches, which is here. So having done that, I'll just square all these points out now. Now I'm going to impute half of my nipple to nipple measurement. On my bust point line, I'm going to impute it. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches divided by 2 will give me 3.5 inches here, till I reach the down part of my top. And I'm going to connect it. Now, for me to get my bustier that, on my under bust, let me label my line first. Always do that, please. So this is my chest line, my bust point, my under bust, my waist, and my hip line, which is the full length. You can write F there as well. So for me to create my dart now, my bustier dart, on my under bust line here, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch on this side. On this side, I'm coming in, on this side, I'm coming in by ½ inch. So 1 inch on this side, 1.5 inch on this side. On this side, I'm coming in by ½ inch, which is 0.5. If you are plus size person, make sure you come in by 2 inches on this side. If you are 40 upward, make sure you come in by 2 inches on this side. But if you are 50 upward, make sure you make it 2.5. But on this side, leave it 0.5. So on my waistline, I'm doing the same thing. 1.5 on this side and 0.5, which is ½ inch on this side. On the full length, I'm coming in by 1 inch on this side. On this side, I'm coming in by 1 inch. But on this side, I'm going to leave it like so. So I will now connect from my under bust to my waistline like this. Connect from the waistline to the hip line, which is the full length. On this side as well, I'm going to connect from my under bust, and from my under bust, from my waistline to the full length. Just let it meet up with that leg here. That's just it. And to create a room for my bust on the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch from my bust point line, just like this. Having done that, I'll just connect with the cuff side of my ruler from this point to this point, just like this. So let this place, do not leave it sharp like this, just blend it up like so. So I'm using the cuff side of my ruler to connect here to this place now, just like this. and make sure you blend any sharp edge you have there as well. Just make sure you don't leave any sharp edge anywhere. So now to create my yoke and my upper bust tightening, from my chest line I'll just come up by 1 inch because I don't want my yoke to be on my chest line. If you want yours to be on your chest line or below your chest line, you can just leave it on your chest line or come down by half or 1 inch from your chest line. Depends on how you want it. So I'm creating sweetheart neckline for my top, for the upper part here, the yoke. So this down part we have sweetheart neckline. To create that, I'll just connect from here to this place till I reach here. Hope you understand. Connecting from here to meet here and here. But if you want to leave it straight, just measure 1 inch upward from your chest line and rule it straight. Then you cut it here. Hope you understand now. So let me create my armhole curve for the front part before I do that. So what I have here in between it, I'll just mark it out like so. And from this point, I'll just come in by 0.75 for my armhole curve for the front part. So I'm going to connect slantly from my shoulder slant like so, and I'm going to place quarter of my bust on my chest line before I draw out finish up my armhole curve. So on my chest line I'm going to place quarter of my bust there. My bust is 36. I'm going to divide it by 4 to give me 9 inches plus half inch is, which is here. So I will now connect from here to this place with the curve side of my ruler, just like this. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe. Leave a comment down below for me to know if you are getting 1 or 2 things from my video, and please help me to share this video to make it go viral. Turn on your notification bell. If you are new here, subscribe. Turn on your notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video or each time I come live. So I haven't done that. You know, I said I came up by 1 inch from my chest line. Just come up by 1 inch from your chest line if you want it above your chest line. But if you want it on your chest line, just maintain your chest line. Draw your sweetheart neckline, or you leave it straight. Anyhow you want it, it's your preference. But as for me, I'm going to create sweetheart neckline for my own top. So I haven't done that. With that being said, I'll just leave it like so, using broken line to connect it, just like this, just for me to know where what I'm drawing before I finally draw it out. So this is my sweetheart neckline now. Can you see that? I'll now make it clear, just like this. So this is my sweetheart neckline, as you can see. So for me now to tightening up the upper bust here, I'm going to come to my shoulder line here, find what I have here and find the middle of it. So what I have here is 4 inches. I'll just mark out the middle part of it, which is 2 inches. I'm going to connect from here to my bust point now. To my bust point here. I'm going to connect it like so. And on this upper bust here, I'll just come in by 1 inch on both sides. 1 inch on both sides, just like this. So I'll now connect from here to my bust point with the curve side, just like this. Just create little curve there. Can you see that? Then blend all the sharp edge if you have any. So here too, I'm going to connect like so, and make sure I blend all the sharp edge before cutting it out. So I haven't done that. I'm going to, what's next now is for me to measure all my horizontal measurements. On my chest line, on my under bust line, I'm going to impute quarter of my under bust. My under bust is 32 inches divided by 4 give me 8 inches plus 2 inches here. So on my waistline, I'm doing the same thing. Quarter of my waist. My waist is 32 inches as well. Divided by 4 will give me, divided by 4 will give me 8 inches plus 2 inches that I'm cutting out for that here. That'll be 10 inches, which is here. So on my hip line, I'm doing the same thing. My hip is 40 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 10 inches plus 1 inch here. That will be 11 inches. And which is here now. So what I'm cutting out here, I'll have to replace it back here, which is 2 inches. So and it's here. So I'll now connect all my points together from my chest line to my under bust, from my under bust to my waistline, and from my waistline to my hip line, just like this. Okay, you see that? So I'll now extend this to meet here like so. And after that, I'm going to cut my top out. Before cutting, I want this side to curve a little bit. I'm going to come up by 1.5 inch, which is here. If you like, you can make it 2 inches. So I'm going to connect with the curved side of my ruler with my that leg, just like this. Let me label it before cutting it. This is my side front, then center front. I'm done with the front part. This is my side front. I'm cutting 2 pieces. This one is 1 piece because I'm cutting it on fold, which is my center front. So this is my yoke. As you can see, this is my yoke. This is my side front. This is my center front. So I will now move on to the back part. So here is another paper for my back part. Let me use my masking tape to hold it down. And this is my starting point, as you can see. It is also my shoulder line. So I'll start by measuring out my zipper allowance line of 1.5 inch from the center front. So zipper allowance line 1.5 till I reach the down part. So let me get the length of my top, which is 24 inches, which is here. So I'm going to connect my zipper allowance line. So this is my zipper allowance line for the back part. So I'm going to measure from my shoulder line. I'm going to measure out my waistline and the full length, which is 24, which I've already measured out, and I'm going to connect. So this is my waistline for the back part, and this is the full length of my top for the back part. So I haven't done that. From my center back here, from this zipper allowance line, let me just write it zipper. I'm going to measure out 3.5 inches for my neck width and my shoulder, half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches, which is here. So from here, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. From my shoulder slope, I'm going to impute half of my round arm, which is 8 inches, just like I did on the front part. And I'm going to measure what I have here altogether, which is 9 inches. I'm going to place it here. So I haven't done that. I'll just place half of my shoulder measurement here too for me to get accurate measurement. I'm going to draw out my armhole line for the back part, which is here. So I'm going to connect my shoulder slant from the neckline here, which is here, just like this. I haven't done that. I'm going to connect my chest line as well for the back part. So now this is my back part, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is to find the middle part of this from this point and this, which is 4 inches, is here. So I'm placing a quarter of my bust on my chest line. Quarter of my bust is 9 inches plus half inch is, which is here. So I'm going to connect from here to here for my armhole cuff for the back part, which is here. Just use the top side of your ruler to do that. After that, I'm going to impute half of my bust point on my chest line for me to create my dart for the back part. Half of my nipple to nipple measurement is 3.5 inches, which is here. I'm doing that on the waistline, and I'm going to do that on the full length. Make sure you always label your pattern, please. Chest line, waistline, and the full length, which is the hip line. So after doing that, I'm going to connect my nipple to nipple line together like so. So what I'm going to do now is to just place my vertical measurement. I've already do that on the chest line. Let me draw out my dart first. So on my waistline on both sides, I'm going to come in by half inch on both sides. from my chest line, I'm coming down by 1 inch. This is where my back dart is going to start from. So I'm going to connect now. Just watch me as I'm doing it. Connecting from here to here, and I'm going to connect from here to here slantly, just like this. So this is my dart for the back part, and also I'm going to connect from my waistline to the full length, just like this. So after connecting my dart, I'll move on to my horizontal measurement. So on my chest line, imputing quarter of my bust, which I've already did on the chest line. On my waistline, I'm going to impute a quarter of my waist. My waist is 32 inches divided by 4 is 8 inches plus 1 inch dart here. That will be 9 inches, which is here. On my hip line, I'm doing the same thing. Quarter of my hip. My hip is 40 inches divided by 4 will give me 10 inches plus 1 inch dart. To let it be on the safer side, I'll just add it to that place, and I'm going to connect from my chest line to my waistline and from my waist to my hip, just like this. So for me to create a little cuff on the side here, on the bottom, I'm going to measure 1.5 inch upward like I did on the front part, and I'm connecting from this point to the dart leg, just like this. And I haven't done that to create little shape on my yoke. This is the yoke of the back now. I'm maintaining this chest line, but if you want it lower, you can just measure some inch below your chest line, and if you want it above, you can just measure like 1 inch or some inch above your chest line. But I'm going to maintain this line, and I'm going to give it like arc shape on the neckline. What I'm going to do now is to just measure from here, from my shoulder here. I'm measuring 1.5 inch downward for my neck depth, and I'm going to connect with the curved side of my ruler, just like this. So from here now, let me just extend it. From here now, I'll just measure 1 inch downward, because I want to give my neck, my back yoke beautiful design. So I'll just connect from here to here. I'll just connect like arc there with the curved side of my ruler, just like this. Depends on what you want. You can just create from here. You can just, that is why I'm just using this vocal light to explain to you. You can just leave the shape like this for your yoke, but I'm maintaining what I drafted here. So, and this will be my my chest line is going to be the length of my yoke for the back part. So this is my yoke for the back part now. So we are done with that. I'll just cut it out now. Before cutting out, lest I forget, to avoid folding on the back part here, on the center back, which is on the waistline, I'll just come in by ½ inch here and connect it from here to this place. So I'll just connect from here. You know, I have this place is going to be open on my back. I'll just connect from here to here, just like this. And I'm going to connect it to the bottom part as well, which is the full length, just like this. I haven't done that. This is where I'm cutting out now. And if you want to fix your zipper, just follow the shape. So I will have to measure ½ inch here, just for you to understand, and connect it to this place from here to here, and from here, from the waistline to the full length, just like this. So this is our shape for zipper allowance now, as you can see. So I'm going to cut it out now. And make sure all that you are cutting out, make sure you place it ½ inch that I'm going to cut out from here. I'll make sure I replace it here and reconnect the side, just like this, just to avoid short of fabric at the end of the day. And I'm going to connect it to the full length as well, just like this. And continue cutting. Now I'm done cutting my back part, as you can see. So here's it. This is my yoke. I'm cutting 2 pieces of the yoke. If you wish to add more contour on your center back, you can just measure, just to make the back flat, just to make it lay very well on the center back here, on the waistline. After cutting that ½ inch, I'm going to measure ½ inch, just like this. Can you see how I did it? And I'm going to connect it straight down to my waist, I mean to my side seam like so, just for me to contour my center back very well. And I'm going to cut it out just like this. I'm going to cut it out, and as well, after cutting, I'll just cut it out like this. And after cutting, I'm going to use my masking tape to bring it together like this. Can you see? I'm going to bring it together. Make sure you cut it, let it straight. So I'm going to use my masking tape just for the back part, for the center back at the waist, just for it to lay very well on the back. So I'm using my masking tape to bring it together just like this. Just want to eliminate any folding on the back part. Don't want any folding at all. So that is just it. With that, now my back will be flat very well. Is it? Can you see that? So this is our center back on the waistline, and this is the side. Can you see? So after doing that, I'll just stitch my darts while sewing. I'm going to stitch it. I don't want to cut it out. So this is how it's going to be. So I'm moving on to the fabric now. This is my lining. I've added interface into it. This is the lining I'm making use. Can you see? I've added interface into it, and this is the fabric which I've already added interface in as well. Can you see that? So I'll now go ahead and cut my fabric out. If my video has been helpful to you guys, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to support my channel. If you have any question pertaining to cutting and sewing, you can join me on my Facebook group, Details to Sewing, created by Akorede Adenike. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Akorede Adenike. Please show some love by liking and following my page on Facebook at Akorede Adenike Sewing Tutorial. Till I see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.